You want to comment on that, Jim? I am curious what you think's going on in terms of the regulatory sort of universe right now with deals and this deal specifically.
I think it's very left-wing. Okay, we used to use that term in college, right? It's just hard left.
But is it, or is it populist? Because I could argue, what's going on in Florida with Disney, from a populist Republicans doing the same thing.
Well, but these people are financial based, and these Democrats are they're in favor of redistribution. They're against the rich getting richer. It's actually their themes. Like they write these law review articles that seem very 1970s. Whereas DeSantis, I mean, Jim Stewart was on yesterday, I think, very eloquently about what I regard as being, let's just say I'll put it in, case against gays. And I thought that Jim said, look, the Disney initially had caved, and then Iger came in and said, listen, we're not going to take this stuff. I think Iger's going to be proven right. I think that DeSantis, I got the impression from listening to Jim Stewart, DeSantis is kind of off the reservation now. Even for the Tucker Carlson crew. Maybe not Tucker Carlson. You're not supposed to mention his name. I'm sorry, I just mentioned his name as
Jim. I didn't get the memo on mentioning or not mentioning anybody's name.
No, you're not supposed to mention him.
But let me ask you a different question.
He's been taken out of the picture like Stalin took people out of the picture.
Amazon looked like it blew through the numbers. The stock initially popped on the news yesterday afternoon. Then this morning, things have moved around a little bit onto the negative side because I think of concerns around the cloud business and just how fast that business is going to grow based on some of the comments on the call.
Can you call Jassy? Can you call Jassy and ask him whether the 500 basis points drop that he talked about in April, taking to 11% growth, is actually the bottom because of all of ChatGPT and AI? Because I think that this is a crisis. I happen to think it will stop at 10. But people were shocked that April was so bad. No one expected that. But you got the Jassy thing going.
Well, look, we had Jassy on the program just 2 weeks ago.
And I think that over the East.
I think the thing that he would say is that the benefit of the cloud, but also possibly the challenge of the cloud, is that you can scale up and scale down just as quickly, and that he thinks it's a long-term relationship. So if some of these guys scale down or don't continue to grow, he's just fine with that so long as he's able to continue to maintain that relationship.
Exactly.
I think the larger question is whether you get to maintain that relationship insofar as how portable are these relationships, meaning can you go from AWS easily or not to Azure or to Google or to what have you. And so that to me is the sort of larger question that I think seems still somewhat unresolved. But if you look at the total...
I'm with Jassy.
Commoditization of it.
I am. I'm with Jassy. I think
not so much a commoditization of it, just the ability to go from one to the other. Look, in the old IBM days, or if you were on what they called on-prem, on premises,
you couldn't move.
It was complicated to move. It was expensive to move.
But remember, they said 90% is still on-prem. 90% still on-prem. I thought it was a great call. I thought Brian was great. But if you got Jassy or Selipsky's over at he's like in India, so you couldn't get a hold of him. But I'm not sweating the program. I let everybody sell it. Andrew, let everybody sell it. Go ahead. Get the hell out of it, will you? Sorry.
Two other things. Just to answer Becky's question about whether it gets commoditized, I think all of these services are trying to create things that advantage them separately.
Becky's totally right.
So Amazon would tell you that Bedrock is a product that differentiates what they're doing. Clearly, Microsoft, with ChatGPT on Azure, is trying to differentiate what it's doing. Google, with Bard and everything else, is trying to differentiate what it's doing.
But Andrew, it's very interesting. I think that I got to tell you, the Amazon Web Services people just believe that Microsoft is playing with magic here, that they are not doing the numbers apples to apples. I think Amazon's playing. They're a little defensive, but I got to tell you, I think these guys are fantastic, and I think that Jassy's on his game. We didn't talk about all the rest of the things they're doing about they're getting rid of the fat. That's going to make up for it. I like the quarter. One line, 500 basis points. No, I'm not going there.
Right. Okay, 20 seconds because they're going to kill me, Jim. They're going to kill me.
Oh,
they're going to kill me.
I'm
I know you love NVIDIA.
Why? Because we're like doing TV that people want? I mean, come on. Gelsinger, yeah, but it's so down so long it looks up to me, Gelsinger, okay?
Okay.
All right?
What's up is down and down is up, Jim. It's nice to see you. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
What a reason to buy something. You know what? It's not so bad. It's not as bad as it used to be. What is that? Go buy that, okay?